2-8.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we are back and running again. So yeah, this new update for Streamlabs OBS has been fantastic. In the two matches now, or the two times I've had to try to stream it, since this update has happened, I've now crashed 4 times, and I've crashed 0 times prior to that. So I don't know what you did for update 0.25.0 Streamlabs OBS, but get it together and fix it immediately because this is awful. But we're back with darts. So what we've got so far, Mac Attack with the lead. He's got the 20s closed, 120 points on the board. Fireman trying to give chase with the 18s closed, trailing by a couple of marks there. It looks like 27 total points. Up top, the train sweeping Cricket. Going to work on DeGrubs now in 501. DeGrubs trying to keep the streak going after defeating King Raj last week, which was our match of the week, just up on YouTube now. A single 18, a single 20 for the Fireman. So the Fireman nearing the point advantage and working on closing the 20s. Back-to-back misses for Mac Attack. Can't find the 20. Fireman's got an 18 in there, but he misses the 20 with his final dart as well. Leaves the door open for Mac Attack. Mac looking to find something that stays straight here. First dart is a scooter dart. I guess it stayed straight, but was not specific enough. And 9 straight darts for Mac Attack without anything finding what he wants. He's using those new Simon Whitlocks. They got that kind of funky grip. I know when I was looking at him, I was like, that looks neat, but I have no idea how much it would actually be beneficial. Fireman's going to close the 20s off with his final dart, and Mac Attack now on the move.
Wow.
Mac Attack, the struggles continue. He actually, he can't even believe it right now what's happening. Coming up empty on the 17s. Fireman looking to bolster his point lead. Gets a single 18. Last dart's going to drop down for a 17 and connect there. So 1-1.
Jeez.
And there are 2 17s for Mac Attack to stop the bleeding a little bit. Try to get back on track, something to build off of. Fireman staying at 18s for his first 2 darts. This seems to be the strategy he has chosen. His first 2 darts have been going after points and then dropping down with his last couple. Mac Attack got a great first dart in that treble 17, but that's all he's able to get. That third dart just missing into the 3. We got King Raj in the chat. DeGrubs86 is in the chat as well, or he's just gifting subs despite being in a match. Classic DeGrubs. Chatter9 says, oh, they're going. Real Flashfire. Join chat. When was the Streamlabs OBS update? It was sometime last week. When was the last time that I casted? Whenever that was. So, what was that? Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. That sounds correct. There's 2 18s for the Fireman, but Mac Attack still with a 3-point lead. Now he's able to connect on that 18. And he'll get it close with the second dart, finding a double 18. He's looking for more points there with his final dart, but missed. But got that important close of the 18s. So the Fireman cannot make up any more points there. The Fireman, needing just 1 17 to close, will get it with his second dart and move on to 16s, where he will find a single. So 1-1 for the Fireman. It's a very tightly contested first leg of cricket. As the Fireman now trailing by 3 points, and neither have an option to score at the moment. Mac Attack, another miss for him as he moves to the 16s. Fireman's going to get it opened up. Can he get all 3 in there? He can. 3 single 16s for the Fireman. Gets it closed, gets 16 points on the board, so he is back out in front. Mac Attack moving over to 15s. Fourth here in the early goings. Mac got out to an early lead. Fireman overtook him in the middle section. Mac Attack got out in front for just a second, but now it's the Fireman with the advantage. Single 16, and the third dart going over to the 15s, where he'll get 1. So 1-1 there. Mac Attack needs 1 to close, and then needs some darts in the wedge for some points. Right now, just looking for the 1 to close. He'll find a bunch of 10s, but they are not helpful here. Back to the Fireman. There's a great second dart. The treble 15 is going to get it closed. Looks like a 5 mark for the Fireman. 2 16s and 3 15s. As he closes off the 15s now, as the 16s closed off, all that MacAttack has left to be able to score on is the bullseye. But he'll get it started with a good turn and good visit there. 2 bulls for MacAttack, keeping him dialed in on the center. Fireman needing 3 bulls to wrap up this first leg. It looks like that'll come up empty, that third dart close to the 16, but it's just high into the 8. That looks like it's narrowly a miss from MacAttack. That second dart just into the 7 there. Couldn't follow up the first 2 bull performance with another one. Fireman's going to get on the board in the center. He'll find a single with his second dart, inching closer to a victory in this first leg.
Yeah. I forget this leg ever happened before.
MacAttack. Fireman looking to get a leg win against darts. Whichever player loses this leg will lose their first cricket leg of the season. So we'll see who it ends up being. It's a miss from the Fireman. He can't find the center. He can't find the 16s or 15s. Actually, neither player has been able to find a slop 15 or 16. So a little bit unlucky there for both players. As Fireman not adding any additional points, MacAttack not able to get any darts towards the wedge closings that he'll eventually need. That's a good first dart from the Fireman, rather. Into the bull. Can he follow up with the second? He cannot, but he is now 1 mark away from winning the first leg. MacAttack pressure is on, but he'll get the first dart in there. Can he use it as a guide with his last? He cannot. He gets the bulls closed, but had 2 darts at points. Could not find either. And the Fireman's going to get it with the bullseye to finish. Game shot and the leg going to the Fireman. The break of throw, getting the red bit in the middle to finish it up with a 1.7 MPR. We're going to the second leg of cricket where the Fireman will have darts in hand. Game on! Real Flash Fire saying, interesting, I used it for a 24-hour stream on Saturday and didn't run any issues. I guess I got lucky. I don't know. It also could just be, I mean, my computer is not struggling at all, so I don't know why that is. It literally seems to be only slobs that is crashing on me when the stream is crashed, so I'm assuming it's an issue there, but I don't know where it's coming from, potentially. But it's frustrating one way or another to have the stream crash twice in a 3-hour stream. There's a nice treble 20 for the Fireman. He'll get the 20s closed, get points on the board, force MacAttack to move down to the 19s. Mac gets the first 2 darts in there, the third one finding a next-door neighbor treble into the 3. So working on the segments, we've seen this strategy consistently in the first leg from the Fireman, keeping his first 2 darts at his scoring wedge, then dropping down, working on the close with his last. He'll get 2 more 20s, get up to 60 points now. Speaking of points, up in the DeGrubs train match, the train up 4-0 now over DeGrubs. As DeGrubs having a rough evening with just a 41 average right now through 2 legs of 501. He was struggling in cricket a little bit there too. Could be a monster turn from the Fireman. It's at least a treble 20. Oh, it's just high. A single 19 was very near the treble bed of the 19. Very nearly a 6 mark, but again, extending that point lead further. Max got the 19s closed. He'll get a 19 to get more points. A slop 16 in there as well. Actually, both players up there in that top match would say probably not performing their best, as the train only averaging 48 as well. FODL A, ladies and gentlemen, that's what's happening. There's the close of 19, single 20, so a nice 3-mark round from the Fireman. He's off to a tidy start with 2.6 in this one. Seems to have cooled or calmed down maybe the nerves of being on stream once again, getting worn off by that first leg victory. MacAttack with an empty visit. We saw him struggle with the 18s last time. Fireman's only going to get a single, though, so it's still there. There are 3 steady 18s for MacTac, so he does get the wedge closed. MacTac with a 102-point lead. This time he's going right after the 18s. And he'll find 3 4s right next to it on the wire, but it's not going to be good enough to get any points or any marks in that segment. MacAttack manages a single to salvage that turn with his final dart. Fireman back to work on the 20s. Jumping back over to 18s now with his second and third dart. He'll get one of them in there just with the last. So a single 20, single 18, not yet closed.
Good night,
Deficit
man.
facing, gonna need some trebles here. Gets a stray 20, but it was on either side of the wire in the 1 and 4 on the 18s. Fireman's going to get the 18s closed in this one. Single 18 drops down to 17, gets one there as well. Mac, we saw Mac get a treble 17 as last leg. He's got another one here. But similar to the last leg, he gets the treble 17 and can't follow it with either of the other ones. So just gets the wedge closed, doesn't get any points. The Fireman, with the pressure on, closes it right behind 2 single 17s. Scooter darts the third one up above the 20 segment. MacAttack forced to move. He already has that slop 16 from earlier. So needing just 2 now to close the wedge. He'll get a single. You to JMU asking, what are Mac's flights? Don't know. We will see. It looks like Slinger says maybe some sort of breast cancer awareness potentially with them being pink.
Just one.
A single 16 from MacAttack. Real Flash Fire saying Mac's flights are Harrow's Divas. Came from his brother, I believe. Yes, they sure are. They sure are Harrow's Divas. So nice. That's a good troll job. And I appreciate that actually using them. Single 16 from the Fireman, so still not closed. MacAttack still with an opportunity to score here. The target. He gets a single 16 with his final dart, so inching closer to the points. The Fireman's going to stop that immediately. First dart into the 16, and he will go up and add more with his second dart, a single 20 to match. Attack moving once again over to 15s now. Whoa! I don't know if that's stuck into the surround or if it was a bounce out, but either way, not even on the picture right now. 2 15s though, so a good recovery with his final dart. Fireman gets just 1 in his first foray over in the 15s. MacAttack's going to get it closed with his first. It's been the story of MacAttack's cricket so far. He'll get the wedge closed, but can't follow it with the second and third dart. And Fireman has been enjoying a large lead. He'll get it closed right behind. Goes after the bull. It's just high, but it's straight, so it's a stray 20 to add 20 more points. MacAttack looks like he's going to try to make this one a bull race. The first one's in the 20. The third dart is in the 20, so it is a bull race now, ladies and gentlemen. All that can be done is scoring in the center. Fireman needs 3. Looks like he's got a shot for the hat trick for the finish, and he's going to get 2. That third dart coming in just low into the 17s, but Fireman is 1 bull away. MacAttack needs 8. There's a miss.
9.
9. Did that math wrong. Hashtag dart math. Needs 9, but it's not going to matter as the Fireman's going to find the green bit with his first dart. Game shot and the leg to the Fireman as he is able to sweep the cricket portion of this one, just like you would sweep out your chimneys to prevent fires. Remember that as we get to the winter season. We're going over to MacAttack now as we're going to get 501 started. Game on!
So glad cricket is over.
Sure, well, man.
Whoa, that's a good start.
Yeah, it's a scooter dart start, so glad cricket is over and still not finding points. There's a 38 scored for MacTac. Get things started. Slinger 180 says he doesn't understand how y'all can throw with long sleeves. Amy Dillon joining the chat. Thank you, Amy Dillon, for joining the chat. Saying let's go with a bunch of flames, so I'm assuming that's Team Fireman. Slinger pointing out that DeGrubs was able to get a leg of 501 on the board to get a leg of the match on the board. King Raj saying that I wish I got that DeGrubs. There's a 41 from MacTac after the Fireman started off with 60. And Fireman's going to follow it up with just a 30, finding the wrong side of the wire into the 5s there with darts 2 and 3.
30.
And there is 30 scored for MacAttack. 41 coming in from the Fireman. He gets below 400 as well. Both these players right around their averages at the moment for the season. That'll drop down a little bit, though, after 15 from Mac. Fireman's keeping the first two straight. The third one straying left, though, for 45. We'll be back and forth. Fireman's got a little bit of a lead, but MacTac looking to change that right here. First start in that treble 20 nicely. It's going to be 79 scored for MacTac. He'll get under 300 now. So a good score there, finding a treble. Fireman looking to join him. He'll get another 45, so staying consistent, steady. But MacTac with that 79, closing the gap of this first leg, looking to get his first leg win on the board in this match. Again, only playing 6, so this be the finish of this leg will be the halfway point of the match. There's 30 scored for Mac.
Oof. There it is.
And there is a breakfast from the Fireman. Single 5, single 20, single 1 is referred to as a breakfast in darts. Liberty has a lot of theories as to why. I don't know if any of them are correct, but it's a thing. So single 5, single 20, and single 1. And as we do here in the FODL, we ask an official breakfast question for the first breakfast of every single match. So the first breakfast question you, the audience, will be posed. I'm going to dedicate to MacTac. If you are out there and you are decide to do a 24-hour stream for charity, after you wake up after sleeping for what I'm going to assume is 14 hours, what are you going for to get rejuvenated and get the next day going? 28 viewers out there, let me know in the chat. MacTac thinking about it, dedicated that breakfast question to him, and he's going to follow it up with a breakfast of his own. And it's going to be what looks like a 23 for MacTac, as he's going to get 170, leave the biggest checkout of them all. And it's going to be 22 scored for MacAttack, so he will be left on a finish at 160. But first Fireman, the attempt at 170, and it's off. So we'll get the end. It's off. Emote rocking in the chat there. Liberty Fire's Tier 3 subscription is safe for the time being. It looks like a 47 for MacAttack, finding the treble 5 and a 12. Fireman requires 140. Gave it a good run. First star was in the treble. Couldn't find the second one in there. Now looking for the set. It looks like it slipped right into the 1, so it looks like it's going to be 81 scored, left with 59. MacAttack requires 113. MacAttack hitting the next door neighbor treble. Wanted the treble 19 for double 18. Found the treble 7 instead. Fireman, first start 19, is going 2 at tops. And he cannot find the combination finish, missing outside with both his second and third dart, left with 40 remaining. MacAttack 52. There's the 20. He wants double 16. He cannot find it as well, so same thing, missing outside with his second and third attempts. Back to Fireman, requiring 40. Inside now to the Rascal. That's outside Guinea, correct.
Oh,
Oh, he got the enough movement left, but it's just high into double six. He'll have 8 remaining after 32 scored. MacTac has 32 remaining. Now looking for double 8.
Oh,
Oh, he's disappointed. Whoa, bounce out. See ya. That one's on the floor. May have blocked himself. Looked like it was a good marker, but
Yeah.
maybe from the angle, it's tilting over the double instead of lying flat to bang off and use his marker. That's a pretty good marker with the second dart from the Fireman. Looking for double 4.
third dart.
And he's going to sneak it into the corner. Game shot and the leg to the Fireman, going up 3 on the spin, on the trot, on the go, on the run, as we hit the halfway point in the first match of tonight's doubleheader action. The Fireman, after that break of throw, has darts in hand. Game on! Streamer I hardly know her says breakfast. Jules Echo saying it's because it used to be 2 sixpence to stay at a bed and breakfast. That's one of the theories. Jules Echo also appreciate the compliment there, saying my voice is so smooth. I wish you would read books on tape so I could just go to sleep listening to your dulcet tones. Maybe that'll be an ASMR stream at some point. Chatter09 answering the breakfast question, saying Coors Light. Slinger 180 saying I'm going to skip that one. Streamer I hardly know her saying beer, it's what's for breakfast. Yo-Yo Dad saying bangers and mash. Getting aggressive there.
Nice.
Real Flashfire says I slept until 1 p.m. Then I had a bagel with homemade apple butter. Homemade apple butter. Nice. Nice. That sounds tasty. There's a nice 81, speaking of tasty, from the Fireman. MacTac going to answer with 58. So both players getting off to a good start here. Those 3-dart averages above 50 for the first 9. There's a 30 coming in from the Fireman as the players separated by just a single point. MacTac was at 333. Fireman was at 334 prior to this visit. But it looks like MacTac's going to extend the lead here. He's going to double up the 30 for 60 scored and get under 300. K-Ball02 says members only warehouse? Question mark. Oh, I see. Because there was King Raj said Fireman. He's so hot right now. Real Flashfire responding classic Hansel.
classic console.
He's so hot right now. There's 41 scored for Mac down to 232. Fireman averages 45 is under 200 at 259. And there's another breakfast if you didn't answer the breakfast question. After a 24-hour stream for charity, were you to do one, or if you actually did do one, what would you have for breakfast after you woke up the next day or whenever you happened to wake up? There's a 29 for Mac, jumping around the board there a little bit. And back to the Fireman we go. He'll get a solid 60 in there, get down to 173, but he's still outside of checkout position. Oh, there's a scooter dart into the 20. And by 20, I mean the number ring of the 20. There's just an unlucky 13 for Mac. It's no longer Halloween. It's no longer spooky season, so the unlucky 13. Depends on how superstitious you are, I suppose. That third dart might be into the single one, which would only be 14 scored. That will leave a bogey at 159, so the Fireman's still yet to reach checkout position. MacTac clipping into the top, very tippy top of the scoring area. Finds tops, finds the madhouse next door as well. 47 scored, but he's the first to a finish at 143. Fireman now looking to do some math here to get to a good out. That looks like it's a 99 potentially, though, from the Fireman. That first dart in the trouble 20, so nice score from him there, down to 60 remaining. MacTac requires 143. It's off.
Just can't find it, man.
And it's a 39 for MacTac, down to 104. Fireman requires 60. He's got 2 for tops. Inside over to the Rascal. And that is just outside on the wire. Goes begging. MacTac requires 104.
$84?
84
Yes.
remaining. First dart into the 20. Finds another one into the 20. And he'll stay at 64, finding the treble 5. It's 55, score down to 49. Fireman, double 10 to Rascal. Inside now, Rascal saying no, going to double 5. And that is inside as well, so Fireman going to have some cleanup work to do with 5 remaining. Back attack requires 49. There's the 17 once again, going for double 16. That's high into the 8. Got to look at double 12.
Good
And
night.
that's well inside. 15 remaining for Mac Attack now. Fireman looking at 5. He does get it into the 1. Now it's got 2 at double 2. Into the Madhouse he goes. 1 shot. And it stays outside. The Fireman will remain in the Madhouse. Double 1, his only hope. Mac Attack requires 15. Wants double 6. Oh, and he goes next door into the double 13. He'll be coming back to 15 if he returns. Fireman at 2. Trying to walk it down. He cannot. All the darts remain outside. No score for the Fireman. Back to Mac Attack 15.
Hour and FODL D, baby. Let's go.
And there's a bust first dart, so Mac Attack calling it himself, saying that now we're in FODL D. Could be a checkout struggle. That's a great marker, though, for the first dart from the Fireman. He stacks on top. Can he come underneath it? He cannot. He'll go right next door. Wow, those darts are close, but it is, again, no score. Back to Mac Attack on 15. And he cannot find the double 6, but at least this time did not bust it, so he'll be on a single dart finish if he comes back. Fireman can only be on a single dart finish. Only has 1 route to get there. And again, no score from the Fireman. All the darts missing outside. Back attack, double 6. That's inside now. Or double 3. For the basement, and he is now on 3, so
I've changed my score.
a more difficult route for Mac Attack, because he's gonna have to go 1 double 1. That's his only route. And Fireman will bust with his second dart as he finds the single 1. So Mac Attack gonna have to edit the score, scoring 9 there. Hit the wrong button, so he's got 3 remaining, looking for 1 double 1.
Nope.
Oh, that's a 5, so that's too many. It's a bust. Over to the Fireman. Requires 2. And that is inside as well. And the chat going crazy for essentially the double Madhouse action. The only double that can be hit to finish this leg at this juncture. Mac Attack needs to find a single 1 before he can get there. He will not do it on this visit either, finding a 4. Back to Mac Attack on 2. And it's a miss, and Mac Attack with the frustration darts must have buried him in there pretty good, having to wrench him out. He is thrown with Whitlock, so it could just be maybe Simon added some custom points in there also that are just like just full-on corkscrews that are buried into the board. But it's another bust on the first dart from Mac. Back to the Fireman. And he'll bust with his third dart.
All right, let's put my flight back on.
That might help. Maybe.
It might not. I don't know. Yeah, it might help, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, it might at
All
this
right
point.
now.
Yota J. Mew says, Mac, try hitting the 1.
Hey, I did it.
It's got 2 shots at the Madhouse.
Nope.
And he'll bust it, go back to 3. Mac Attack on, or Fireman on 2. And he'll go next door, finding tops, double 20, but that's too many by 38. Back to Mac Attack on 3.
Penn and Teller reference. Nope.
First start is a bust again for Mac Attack. Yo-Yo Dad says, man, Yo-Yo Dad just coming in harsh. Are you guys even trying? It's a bust there from the Fireman.
appreciate? Can we just take a moment and appreciate what's happened here? That was let's see, 10 throws ago. 10 throws ago, we started doubling out.
Trust me, we are nowhere near where this leg could potentially go. I tell you that from experience. There's a bust from the Fireman. Had a good marker in there. Anybody having PTSD from a Liberty Fires and Law match from a couple of years ago? We're still not even close to where that one finished. So buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. We got a long way to go. Looking to get out of the madhouse. The Fireman cannot do it. All three darts are missing outside. Very safe attempts here. Back attack needs to get that single one in there first. Cannot do it. Again, first dart bust. And it's the next door bust there as well. Yota JMU wanted somebody to take it out on the third dart for a 69 darter, but did not happen. Gilles Echo asking how many total rounds that one was. I believe it finished in 153 was the number. So that's what, 51 rounds? We're halfway there. We're halfway there. Although we're getting there a lot quicker with these single dart busts every time coming in. So we'll see what happens. Hey, this is darts. It's darts. And the Fireman gets it. Game shot in the leg to the Fireman. And with that, let's see, 51 dart leg. The Fireman will secure a match victory as he goes up 4-0. But we have 2 legs to play in this match still with points on the line. Mac attack with darts in hand. Game on.
Shoot better.
You two shoot better than yourself.
Yota JMU saying, Mac, just aim at the treble 20. When you were doing that, you were hitting the one the entire leg.
Should have.
There's 61 to get things started off for Mac attack. Everything is in play again. It's no longer the double one and single one. Everything counts once again. And the heavens rejoice. 45 to start things off for the Fireman. There's another breakfast from the Mac Tech. If you didn't answer the breakfast question, 24-hour stream for charity. After you wake up the next day, what are you having for breakfast? That's true. Pitts 2 was correcting me there, so 150 darts, 153 is what I believe the number was, would be 76 turns, not 50. Right? No. I don't know. I can go back and look if I really wanted to. It's saved somewhere in the archives. But I'm not going to because we don't need to relive that. There's 43 from the Fireman. So once again, players off in the mid-40s here in the first 9. Yota JMU said he would definitely be eating some loaded breakfast tots. Nice. Sounds good. Yeah, Yota JMU confirming what I had said. It would be 51. That's what I said. I don't know what Pitts is saying, 76. Maybe I said the wrong number of total darts. I don't know. I don't know how many darts it was. There's 28, it looks like, from Mac Attack. So, again, both players working their way down here pretty steadily. Pretty even as we come down in this second-to-last leg of this FODL D division match. And have another match on tap coming up after this one. It will be Slappy Pappy and Alky in a FODL C matchup. Mac Attack finding the treble here, though. I'm going to put up a good score. It's going to be 84 scored for Mac Attack, get down just above 200. Fireman's going to match with the treble 20, his first dart here. And he will do some math there as he's going to score 99 and leave the 170. So like the third dart on that one, Mac Attack's going to be on a finish his next visit no matter what, though. First dart, another one in the treble 20. It's 81, so back-to-back 80-plus scores for Mac Attack to get in the checkout position. He'll have to fix that. Fireman's 170, and it's off once again into the 5. Now just looking to get something going. Looks like he'll find double 20 with the last for 46, score down to 124. MacTech going to do the score correction for the 81 here. Excuse me, leaves him the Shanghai 20. Cannot find the treble, so it's off, but looking for the good setup here now. It's going to be 59 scored there. MacTech will leave 61. Fireman requires 124. Now he will not be able to get there. It's going to be 44 scored. He'll be left with 80. MacTech 61. Going the 15s route here after first start. He's got 46 remaining. He'll find 14. He's got a shot at double 16.
Nope.
He's been setting that one up all night. Still cannot find it. Fireman coming back to the board with 80. I think that second dart was just outside, so it was a scooter dart, no score. 40 total scored after third dart, corrects back down at single 20. MacTech requires 32. It's inside now to double 8. And that's just outside on the double 8 for MacTech. Can't find it. Fireman 3 darts in hand at tops.
Second dart.
And he'll find it after the second, with the second dart. After the first dart, may have found the wood paneling behind, but that's a good correction.
Not quite.
Not quite. It might even be in like the top of the board. I don't even know how you did that. There's
It was
a
in between
finish
the-
for the Fireman. Game shot in the leg. He'll go up 5-0 as we come to the final leg of this FODL D matchup. Fireman's got darts in hand. Game on! Pitts 2 asking who else is enjoying beverages this evening. He's got his hand raised. I mean, I'm enjoying the water that I'm drinking. Does that count? It's a beverage. Weren't very specific there. But I also have to go to work in 2 hours, so. That looks like it might be a 98 for the Fireman. It is. He's got another dart into that treble, so Fireman starting to heat up a little bit. And finding the treble 12 is MacTech for 76 with his second visit to the board. Yota JMU pulling it up. He went into the history and he said it looks like 140 darts. So that's the record. It's probably the right match, I'm assuming so. I think it was in the winter season of 2018. If I remember correctly. 43 scored from MacTech there. So again, both players above 50 here in this last leg. Fireman actually above 60. We talked about that. His season first 9 is over 60. May see it drop a little bit after this match, but we'll see. He's had kind of gone back and forth with some better starts and with some more average starts. But there's a nice turn from the MacTech out of nowhere. Ton 25 coming in from Mac. He gets right back into this one. In fact, out in front of the Fireman who had the darts. So MacTech attacking here late. Just 7 scored surgically from the Fireman. Mac's in a treble bed. It's the treble 12, but they're all going to count at this point. It'll be 61 scored for MacTech, and he'll be left with a finish after 15 with 161 remaining. Fireman is going to come in, score 45, so he's still above 200. MacTech requires 161, and it's off. So we'll get into the ones. What he could not find for a while last time. That's he'll get a surgical 7 of his own, down to 154. Fireman trying to set up from 203, and he'll do it. 47 scored is going to get down to 156. MacTech requires 154. There is 33 scored down to 121. Fireman requires 156. he's going to get 45 down to 111 now. MacTac requires 121. It's going to be 43. Wanted that trouble 17 with the second dart to leave the bowl, but missed into the 3. He'll have 78 remaining now. Fireman 111. That's going to be off. Can't get there from 106 with 2 darts. 45 scored. Will leave him with 66. MacTac requires 78. Oh, Mac could not find the big number. Couldn't find the big 20 to leave tops, but he'll find the 15 to clean it up. Be left with 40. So pressure on the Fireman here, sitting at 66. Oh, and he misses a big number here. Finds the single 15 again with his last dart. He'll be left with double 18. MacAttack on double 20. It's inside now to the Rascal. Double 10.
Got it.
And MacAttack will avoid the whitewash as the Rascal says yes. Game shot. And the leg going to MacAttack as he is able to clean up the 20 there. After going inside, it was a doubling adventure for both players in that one leg. But the rest of them relatively tidy there on the double. We'll go to the interview portion here first. And we'll throw it over to Mac. Mac, you were talking about it a little bit when you were getting warmed up that you have not performed well on stream. And
Oh, I haven't.
it doesn't really seem like it changed in this match. What is it about being on stream? Is it just kind of a little anxiety, a little adrenaline that gets working? Or is it just, doing other things where you're not getting as much practice time?
No, it's just I tonight specifically, I didn't take my time like I should have, especially early on when the cricket was not going well and just started throwing instead of, kind of taking my time and throwing. So, I mean, I credit to you, Radar, for making that match as exciting as it sounded, as exciting as it wasn't, But that was probably the worst match of FODL since my very first match 5 seasons ago. So, it's what it is, I mean, credit to Fireman, he threw well. So, just, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's early in the season.
It's obviously still very early in the season, and coming into this one, both of you guys were near the top, so some season implications down the line further, depending on how you guys build off of this one. But moments and flashes to build off of, like that last leg. Obviously, avoiding the whitewash is just good for just general sanity, because it's no fun when you just get stomped the whole time. And you had a couple, like in that last leg with the ton 25 in there, where you seemed to be a little bit more relaxed as the match went on. Talk to us about what you need to work on and what you need to build on going forward.
Doubling out, definitely. Hitting a 1. Hitting a 1. Hitting a 1. No, I mean, seriously, the doubling out is typically my weaker point. My season average scoring wise has been so far out of where I'm actually scoring. My double percentage is just garbage. So, working on that this season, my scoring is not bad. I'm averaging, I feel like, in low 50s. I'm doubling out. I'm like less than 5% double outs. It's just crazy. So I'm kind of lucky to be
levels of doubling right there. So maybe you should stop listening to that guy.
No kidding. But just, like I said, it's early. There's 6 more matches to go, and I have a feeling that Fireman's probably gonna be at or near the top all season. So game to him.
So looking forward, this week you will have another match upcoming for Game Week 3, and it's going to be Dr. Feelgood. What's the game plan to turn it around and get ready for that one on what will likely be a short turnaround playing before Thursday?
Just taking my time. Really just kind of working on repeating motions and not getting frustrated when I'm not throwing well at the beginning. That's it.
Frustration is hard to get over. I know what that's like, especially right now. We don't need to get in mind. But MacTac, congratulations, getting a point on the board. It was still an entertaining match. And aside from the darts, congratulations on a successful Extra Life this year.
Thank you.
I think I saw on your Facebook you guys raised like 3,600 as a team, something like that.
6,500.
I'm sorry, how much?
6,500.
6,500 as a team for Children's Hospital out there on Extra Life at the 24-hour stream. So thank you, and all the guys that you had participating in that. Was very entertaining to watch. Thanks for that, and we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Thanks for everybody for donating. Thanks, Rob. Take care.
No problem.
Good job, Fireman.
Thanks, man. Go Hokies.
We're going to go over to the Fireman now. Coming in was billed as a good battle, and, you know, the legs were competitive pretty much all the way through, even if it wasn't necessarily the top-notch darts. It's been a while since you've been on stream, you said. I think the last time you were on was Judgment Week against the Law. So how did that play into your emotions and your level of adrenaline coming into this one?
I mean, I think it showed. In practice, I've still been throwing about what I have during my first couple of matches, and I came out and I was just about as nervous as could be. I haven't been streamed in a while, so kind of let some darts fly that maybe I should have tried to hold on to them before they came out of my hand or something, but they were slipping out of my hands in weird ways, kind of. But, you know, a win's a win. It wasn't pretty, but I'll take it. I'll keep practicing.
Yeah, and, you know, we talked about that. We've talked about the elevated level of pretty much everybody across the FODL spectrum, but especially you. Last season was your first season ever in the FODL, and you'd only picked up darts pretty recently before that. And right now, you know, coming into this one, you're in the top 20 of everybody in FODL as far as your averages go. So that's, you know, kudos to you, whatever you're doing and working on. What's been the practice regimen to get that increase and see those gains essentially in your dart game?
I've just been working. It might not show with tonight's match, but I've been working a lot with doubles. Didn't do too hot on that tonight, and just trying to keep scores over 40 at least. I've kind of gotten into the habit recently. If I throw 2 scores in a row that are lower than 40, I'll drop down to 9s for a little bit. See if I can lock in there. Just trying keeping my scoring getting down a little bit better than what it was before. It's also helping a lot. I'm teaching from home right now. So I'll have 5-10 minutes in between classes, and I'll get up and throw a quick leg or something like that. So working from home's definitely been helping. I only get to do that until November 30th. And then it's back to school for me. So kind of hoping I can get the practicing in now, since I won't be able to practice quite as much once November 30th rolls around.
Well, speaking of practice, similar to Mac Attack, with Game Week 3 looming within your FODL Game Week, or floating Game Week 1, which is what this was, you've got Gazpacho on tab. He's a rookie this season. You were a rookie last season, to be played before Thursday. So a short turnaround for you potentially for another match. What's the game plan for that one?
Just try and forget about some of the issues I was having in this. Try and not get in my own head and just get back to throwing the way I was before this match.
Sounds like a good one. Fireman, congratulations on the victory this evening. If we don't see you again before you go back to in-person work, stay safe, and we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Thanks, Radar. Great throwing, Mac. Go Hokies.
Hey, go Hokies. GG, man.
Good game.
A lot of Go Hokies in there. I don't know if I'll support that. 21-16. But we're going to go over to the merch video. Speaking of 21-16, I don't even know if there's anything. There should be something in place. That's right, the FODL merchandise store is available, www.fodartleague.com/store, or go to Etsy and search FODL, FO Dart League to come up with what we have. Get your favorite players' apparel, get the General League apparel, show your support, and show your pride in the FODL. We got one more match coming up for you, FODL C matchup. Don't go any more darts when we return here, Darts Night on Twitch. We are back for the second match of our doubleheader, but before I get to it, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the FODL Weekly podcast, available wherever you get your podcast streaming, whether that's Spotify. It's out there now, allegedly, according to Red Rascal. But wherever you get your podcasts, if you're big into that sort of thing, the FODL Weekly podcast with your hosts Pepe Lay and Red Rascal, and some voiceover work from your own Slappy Pappy. Speaking of Slappy Pappy, I wonder if we're going to see him in this match. With that lead in, I don't know. I'm just an amateur, or am I? Oh, he's going to be on there. We're going to be having a FODL C matchup up there from Alky, throwing out of Cozad, Nebraska. Last season finished 4th place in the FODL C division with the 22-gram Harrow's Spina Black Darts. Hashtag drink responsibly. He is going up against Slappy Pappy from Holmes, New York. Last season finished 10th place in the FODL C division, throwing with the 23-gram Bottleson Great Whites. Hashtag not bad. And in that FODL C, 10th and FODL C spot, he was able to fend off the newcomer from FODL D and secure his position in FODL C. Looking at the FODL C standings as they are right now, Alky and Slappy Pappy bottom half at the moment, but again, similar to some of the players we saw in FODL D, they're people that have gotten off to some early starts with some stuff going on. Outlander and Alpine Stranger both played 4 matches. They're both above Alky and Beef Easy. Uncle Corky's above, or correction, Slappy Pappy. Uncle Corky is above Slappy Pappy. Uncle Corky's played 3 matches. Slappy's only played 2, so there's some matches in hand to be played. When we get towards the end of the season, it's all going to level itself out, but this is what we're looking at right now. Here in the schedule, this is going to be a Game Week 3 matchup. This is not the floating Game Week 1. It's a Game Week 3 matchup. In Game Week 3, what we've got for bonus points that have been set already, there's been 1 match played between the Alpine Stranger and the Outlander. And we're seeing Alpine Stranger's name up there a bunch. We got the Alpine Stranger with a 7 arc, Outlander 2.43, Alpine Stranger 18 dart leg, Alpine Stranger 140, Alpine Stranger 100 checkout. Whew! A lot of Alpine Stranger. You know what happens. You know what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps. Going to the statistics in cricket, Alky, a 2.07 MPR is good for 26th in the league. Slappy Pappy is 30th in the league at a 1.92. Miss percentage in favor of Alky, 44-50. Treble Bull in favor of Slappy Pappy, though, at 11% to 8.8. So the power scoring on Slappy's side, but it's just been a matter of consistency for him. Alky been a little bit more consistent, not as much on the power scoring. Alky's won 50% of his legs so far. Slappy just 25. In 501, pretty similar story there. Alky's 22nd in the league with a 48.83, but Slappy Pappy nipping at his heels, 46.21, just 2.5 points separating these players in average, even though it's 9 places in the standings. First 9, 55.4 to 52.8, pretty close. Average finish, 31.2, 30, pretty close. Again, the power scoring tilting in favor of Slappy Pappy, 9.0 or 9% ton plus to 4% for Slappy, although, or for Alky. Alky, however, has a couple ton 40s on the board with 2% there. We will go to the split view now as we got our cameras up and running. FODL C, we're going to be playing 7 legs instead of 6, 2 legs of cricket and 5 of 501. If our players are ready, we will get it on the board. Slappy Pappy, are you ready?
Ready.
Alky, are you ready?
Ready.
Both of our players are ready. Hopefully Streamlabs is ready to keep the stream going this time. We've got darts in hand for Alky in the first leg of cricket. Game on!
Shoot well, Slappy.
Shoot well out.
Congrad Darts joining the chat, saying sleep pattern is so jacked. Well, we appreciate you staying up to watch FODL regardless. And Alky's going to get started with 420s to blaze it here. Sean McGinty Resistor and McGinty Rerules both in the chat there. Sean McGinty Resistor saying, how does he have such good headshots? McGinty Rerules saying he must be an actor. She spelled it with a U, A-C-T-O-U-R. It's very British, like favorite. 2 19s for Alky as well, so he doesn't get it closed, but he's already got the 20s closed. Slappy's looking to get the 19s closed to start scoring some points. That third dart's very close, but it might be into the treble 7. It's just next door. It's a miss for Slappy Pappy. Alky looking for the 19s. He'll get it closed with his second dart and go up to 18s, get a single there. So a close of 19s for Alky here and a single 18 back over to Slappy now. He's going into the 18s. He's got the first two in there. He's going to get all three in there. 3 steady 18s for Slappy Pappy as he'll get the 18s closed in front of Alky. However, doesn't get any points on the board. Alky looking for 2 for the close of the segment. He'll only find 1. Had a dart in hand for it after finding a single 18 with the second, but can't follow with the third. So Slappy with a scoring chance. To the board, and it looks like he snuck that third dart over the top into the treble 18. 4 18s for Slappy Pappy. He gets on the board for points and takes the leads. Alky's going back to the 20s. He manages 2, so not quite in the lead there yet, trailing by 12. And we're going back over to Slappy. He's going aggressively after the 20s here. First dart is in, second dart is out. He switches back over to the 18s with the last, but misses. So just the single 20 scored for Slappy Pappy. Alky trailing in points. Trailing no longer. First dart is in the 20, as is the second. And then he'll get the close of 18 with a third. A steady turn there from the Alky as he is able to get 3 marks, and Slappy on the move once again. Finding a treble 3 next door neighboring. And that might be a double 17 in there with the second. There it is. You saw the shadow in there, gets 2 17s, but the Alky's going to get it closed with his first dart. It's a 5-mark round for Alky. 3 17s and 2 16s to cut Slappy off at the pass. Slappy's going over 16s. It looks like a double again with his first dart. So he's got it closed, has a dart for some points, but he misses high into the 8. But 16s are closed for Slappy Pappy. Alky needs 1 to get that one closed, as he is in command of this leg so far. He's got the 20s and the 19s and the 17s all closed, compared to just Slappy's 16s. And Alky's already got 2 into the 16s, and he's going to get it closed with the first dart as he finds a double. Switches over to 15s, finds a single there. So Slappy, as soon as he got it closed, wasn't able to get points. Is on the move once again. He moves over to 15s. And that third dart's very close to the treble, but it's just 2 15s. Almost a 4 mark in the 15s for Slappy. Alky, third dart needs a single. He'll find the single to get the 15s closed, as Slappy, all that's left remaining to score on is the bull. Looks like he will get 1 in there as he goes horizontally across the board. 11, bull, and 6. And Alky's going to slip 2 in there with his second and third dart, so he's 1 away from a match, or from a leg victory. Slappy tried to walk it down, could not find it with his last dart. Over to Alky needing 1. And he'll find it with the second dart. Game shot and the leg going to Alky to hold the throw here in the first leg of cricket. Slappy Pappy's going to look to do the same in the second leg. Game on! We actually have other matches going on, so let me work on getting some other scoreboards up, since I believe we have solved that issue. So let's get this one going. Pop back over. Come here. As it's 3 mark starts for both players here. 3 in the 20s for Slappy, 3 in the 19s for Alky. Slappy was going with the surgical strategy initially, going after the 19s first, comes up for a 20 to get points on the board with his second, drops back down for the 19s with his last, but missed, so just a single 20. Alky on 19s with his first 2. He stays for all 3, but only gets 2 of them in there, 38 points. He gets back out in front. And up top, a FODL B matchup that I just pulled up there, Pepe Lay up 2-0 over the Lush sweeping cricket, but the Lush out to a hot start here. They 96 first 9. Oof. There's 1 and 1 for Slappy Pappy. Single 20, single 19. Get back up on top in points. Music City Madman and Adenak up there as well. Music City up 2-1 in that FODL D matchup. Adenak, a rookie this season, trying to hang tough. Music City, a veteran at this point. Alky's going to get 220, so still not quite closed for Slappy Pappy. He's still able to go in there. Let's look at the chat here. What we got going on. King Raj saying, A division so stacked, it's super fun. There's a nice 5 mark for Slappy Pappy to take the point lead back in a hurry. Give himself some room, but it could be a 9 to or a 5 to answer. Oh, it's just 2. That one goes begging into the next door neighbor, treble 3. Need to borrow a cup of milk from the next door neighbor. Get that one over across the wire. Slappy's going to get the 19s closed with a double for a start, move up to 18s where he gets a single. Alky's going to close off the 20s now, so no more scoring on the 20s for Slappy before he goes over to the 18s where he gets 1 as well. McGinty re-rolls, throwing out a fire emoji for that 9 mark turn, or that 5 mark turn. Why do I keep saying 9 mark? I want the 9 mark. I want it to happen. There's 2 18s for Slappy Pappy. He gets another wedge closed. Alky dropping back down to the bottom half of the board for the 17s. And he'll get a single 17, does Alky. That looks like maybe 1 with that 1 dart that's being blocked out. A couple other ones into the 2. It is a single 17 for Slappy Pappy, and he's carrying a point lead here. Alky with a miss completely off the board there with the last. Slappy's still with an opportunity trying to close 17s before Alky can get another wedge out in front. And he'll do it with a double 17 with the second dart. It's going to be a 4 mark visit from Slappy Pappy. 3 17s and 1 16. It's here in the middle goings of this leg. He's looking to take control of this one. Alky's going to get 2 16s on the switch. Moving over there for the first time. Slappy already got 1 in there. Now looking to close and keep pressing onward. And looks like he'll get it with the third dart. 2 16s. Steadily in there. Slappy with a tidy 2.3 MPR at the moment, looking to keep rolling. Alky looks to be foregoing the 15s. He's going after the center where he gets a single bull. Slappy Pappy's going to elect to go after 15s here. And looks like he'll get all 3 of them taken care of, so he'll get the 15s closed. So Slappy got 18, 17, 16, and 15 closed. Alky forced to the bull. Got some work to do, although a stray 16 there will get that wedge close, so that's 1 fewer wedge that he'll have to work on later. Slappy needing 3 bulls to level the match at 1. Officer A. Kim joining the chat saying, responding to Sean McGinty Resistor saying, I'm used to Paps being on the left. Officer A. Kim saying, I was just going to say it's flipped. Happens with Slappy being the visiting player this evening. Home players are on the left. It's single 18 there and a single bull for Alky. So again, another good stray for him as he continues to work on closing off the center. Slappy with his third dart's going to elect to bolster that point lead. He gets a single 18 with his last. Alky again. First dart's another good stray, and the bulls are now closed for him. 1 and 1 once again. Single 17 and a single bull. So Alky trying to make a comeback out of this one. Slappy needing 3 in the middle for the leg victory. He's also seeing a lot of wedges get marked on as well. That's a good dart. He needs a bullseye for the finish. Probably blocked himself on there. Dart's pointing a little bit up. Went up for the 18s with his final dart, but missed. But he got a single bull in there. Now potentially within 1 dart of closing off this leg. Alky, first visit in a while where he doesn't get a bull marked in. It's a miss for him. Slappy needing 2. There's a good stray this time coming from Slappy into the 15s, which are still open for him. So he'll get a 15 on there. Still can't find the center, though. All he needs Adenac leveling the match at 2 against Music City up there. Again, FODL D match. That's 6 total legs being played. Lush got off to that hot start, but Pepe Le was the one who ends up doubling out to take that leg. Pepe Le up 3-0 now. A single bull for Alky getting 25 points on the board. And Slappy looks like he got that first one in there. It's very close. Oh, wow. That was just outside into the 12. Dart was so close. Thought it was in, but he was not. A stray 15 for Alky, continuing to plug along. A little engine that could style, just chugging down, trying to keep any pressure on Slappy that he can. That one's got to be in there. Single bull for Slappy. Now he needs just one more. Alky needs 3 to take the point lead. Gets a single bull, so again, inching ever closer. But Slappy will finish it there with the first start. Game shot! And the leg going to Slappy Pappy, leveling the match at 1. Oh, we've lost what appears to be Alky's camera. Not sure what just happened there. But, oh, there we go. Now he's back in there, so camera maybe just a refresh or a reset or something. But the match is leveled at 1, and Alky's going to have darts in hand as we move to the 501 portion of this match. Game on! McGinty rerules saying hi to Officer Kim. To JMU remarking that Lush missed more doubles in that first leg than he did against him in the entire match. Officer A. Kim being very polite to the McGinty rerules and Sean McGinty resistor. To JMU commenting, Slappy's squad rolls deep. Pits 2 trying to come up with a nickname saying the Slapper Me. I don't like that one. That one's not good. King Rod. That's pretty funny, but I agree that's probably not a very good nickname for them. The Pap Smears? Maybe. Maybe. It's out there. It's in there. McGinty Rerules likes it. McGinty Rerules is here for Pap Smears. Yikes. Officer A. Kim saying that they still need to meet Moose Dog from Pits 2. There's a massive turn as we get back to the darts from Slappy Pappy. Ton 25 stacking in a couple treble 20s there with darts 2 and 3. We are off and running. Alky's going to respond.
81.
Going to get back in there immediately as well. 81 scored from Alky. So trebles starting to fly here. Slappy's just above with his second. Solid 60 for him, though. Gets down to 232. He had a nice first 9 of 70. Slappy off to a good start. And it's 45 there from Alky coming in as he drops below 300. But Slappy eventually looking to get to a finish. Wow, that second dart climbed the ladder. It looks like a ton scored for Slappy Pappy. He'll be down to 132 on a finish after 15. Alky trying to give chase.
41.
And it's another 41 scored for Alky. Slappy requires 132. It's off. So now looking for the setup. Wow, another try there.
Fuckhead.
Oh, that may have been a treble 14.
Yep.
And if it is, he'll be left with 10. 122 scored for Slappy Pappy. I think he was going for the 12.
Yep.
To leave tops, but slipped down a little bit. But still only single dart out
41.
after 18. 41 for Alky, still above 200. Slappy requires 10.
Second time.
And he'll get it with the second dart. Hot start for Slappy Pappy. Game shot and the leg, kicking things off with a 20 darter here in the first leg of 501 with 3 ton-plus scores and able to clean up the 10 after missing his target of what he actually wanted to set up for double. Did not matter as he gets the break of throw. He's coming back to the board with darts in hand. Game on! Officer
Well, there you
A. Chem
go, Rick.
saying that rather than Pap smears. She says Pap schmears. Get your Pap schmears here. That's my
45.
interpretation of how that was typed. McGinty Rerolls now talking about locks and a schmear. Now we're crossing Pap schmears and other schmear, and things are getting interesting as far as what you may want to eat in your life. And I believe I missed it, but Slappy Pappy did call it. It was a breakfast with his first throw. Single 5, single 20, and a single 1. So as we always do here in the FODL, the first online dart league, the FODL, we ask an official breakfast question for the first breakfast of every single match. Not every single cast, it's every single match. This is match 2 of tonight's cast, so breakfast question number 2 coming at you right now. We're talking about schmear. I'm not going to ask about the first kind, because I don't think anybody wants to eat that for breakfast. We'll go with the second kind. So if you're going to get fancy, let's say, tell me a flavor of schmear you would get on a bagel that's not original or plain. So mix it up. Go outside the boundaries here. What kind of non-original, non-plain schmear, cream cheese, whatever you want to call it. 37 viewers out there, let me know.
Scallion, of course.
Slap Pappy says the scallion schmear. Looking around the world of FODL and our other matches, Adenak now leading Music City Madman up 3-2 as they move to the last leg of that match. Lush able to get on the board as Pepe still leads the way there 3-1. So looking in there, Pits 2, T-Fantastic, both in there with Sex on that finish. Beef Easy saying wowza. K-Ball 02 saying nice. McGinty Reroll saying that was nice. Deadhead 180 asking if this is B. Nope, this is C. King Raj 10 saying so happy I stayed up to watch this. Obviously, Deboke 51, thank you for joining the chat, saying very nice. Pits 2 saying, and holy S, the Jets might actually win a game tonight. There's still, it's not even halftime. There's still time. D-Win 191919 says Big Pap. And getting some a nice 99 in there for Alky. Apologies, I'm busy reading the chat. Apologies to Alky. He's on a finish. Was given that one potentially a run, but he's going to be left with tops, so he's looking to bounce right back here. Slappy with 45, going to be left with
the eye
bogey.
rolls.
Alky requires 40. And he's going to go next door into the double 5 with his last. Left with 30, but he will be coming back to the board. Slappy not yet on a finish with the 166, so he's looking just for the setup game here. It looks like a good cover shot with the last for 67 scored, although it leaves him with 99, so probably not the best math. It's still a good score. Alky requires 30. Alky probably trying to decide what he wants to do. Looks like he wants to split it, and he's going to go with the single 14, now looking double 4 with his last dart. Goes inside. He'll be left with 4 remaining. Slappy, the only 3-dart combo under 100 at 99. Oh, and Slappy appeared to be trying to go tops, but he is going to go next door into the double 5 as well. And it looks like he's going to find double 15 with his last dart, which is going to be 59 scored. Leave himself tops. Go your own way. And Alky looking for double 2.
Yes.
And the third dart just outside. You see how close that is to the wire. Slappy 3 in hand at tops. And all 3 darts are outside. No score for Slappy Pappy. Back to Alky for 4.
Yes.
And no score for Alky either. Back to Slappy. Requiring 40. That's inside now to the Rascal. That's inside as well. Rascal saying no. Slappy
Bust.
will bust. Cannot find the double 5 like he was able to in the last leg. Alky looking for double 2. Get on top of that first It's high, but it's also left into the 17. It's a bust, no score. Slappy on 40 inside with the first dart again, back to double 10.
Oh, good.
Oh, and he's going to find the 6 with his final dart, be left with 14. Alky still on 4. That's inside now to the madhouse. And that's outside. Alky will be in the madhouse. 2 remaining. Slappy Pappy requires 14.
Second time.
And he'll get it with the second dart. Game shot and the leg. Oh, what happened there?
I put it in wrong.
Oh, I was going to say, wasn't sure if there was a scoring error. But it was just a scoring error. So game shot and the leg going to Slappy Pappy as he steals that one. Coming from behind on the awkward double 7, but he does find it to go up 3-1. Alky got darts in hand coming back to the board now. Game on!
Max.
There's a 180 to start things off for the Alky. The 9-dart sweat is on here, ladies and gentlemen. So Alky obviously looking for some redemption after the last leg slipped through his fingers, off to a magnificent start as he pours in a maximum. And that's going to get a bonus point on the board as well. Lock it up. Cannot be beaten for the high 501 throw in FODL C. Slappy going to get a 36 in there. So not quite as good of a start, if I may say so myself. Alky looking to keep the hot start going. Let's see if he'll be able to do it. And the 9-dart sweat is off, but still love the first 3 in there. It's going to be followed up by a 61 for Alky. Got some answers for the breakfast question. Looks like King Raj saying liver sausage for sure. McGinty rerolls saying veggie. Repat 180 says caper and onion. Fireman saying Panera honey walnut cream cheese. That's good. Yota JMU commending Alky's math in the last leg. Now there's somebody joining the chat that's name is just big Slappy Pappy fan. I wonder who they're rooting for. I have no idea. Yota JMU from that last leg saying stolen, tremendous fraud. And there's a nice ton for Alky. So again, he is off to a good start. He is on a finish after just 12 with a 91 average. Thanks in part to that maximum. Got a ton score in there as well. Alky requires 138. It's going to be off. And it'll just be 24 scored, getting down to 114, but Slappy's still above 300 with work to do to get back into this leg. We've seen some big scoring out of Slappy Pappy before as well. There's 40 scored for him, so he does get under 300, although just by a little. Alky requires 114. And he'll get 60 scored down to 54. Slappy. Going to put some pressure on. There's a good second dart. And that looks like it's a ton scored unless that third dart kicked left into the 5. It is a ton scored for Slappy. So now he's under 200, but Alky requires 54. Two darts for tops. And he only needs one pop finish for Alky. Game shot and the leg for Alky as he cleans up the combo 54 to get right back into this one. Cut the lead to 2-3 now for Slappy Pappy. And again, the camera has dropped off for Alky, so maybe just doing a refresh as it's back up and then drops out again. So hashtag Nebraska. There we go. Now it is back once again. But after the 54 finish, it's going to be Slappy coming to the board with darts in hand. Game on!
Sorry. Be right there. Come.
Everybody loving that maximum. Yota JMU throwing out 1,000 biddies for the max. Thank you very much, Yota JMU. He wanted the 9-darter and spamming the and it's off emote. King Raj 10 booing after the 9-darter was off. That looks like maybe a 24 scored there from Alky. Officer A. Kim's description of darts. They have to throw the thing at the stuff, and if it lands in the spot, then they have to do math, and if the math is good, then they like it, but only if the math is twice the one math when added to the other math. Sounds about right. It sounds to be an accurate description of darts. There's a breakfast from Alky. If you did not answer the breakfast question, it was, tell me what kind of cream cheese or schmear, depending on what part of the country you are from, what you prefer to call it, that you would put on a bagel that is not plain. Just can't be plain. Ask you to just branch out, find a flavored cream cheese or schmear that you would use. 37 viewers. We've had a couple of answers, not a ton of them. Slappy off to a good start here with that ton in the middle, bookended by a couple of 60s. Alky's looking to get back on the right page after 24-26 and a 60 in his last visit. Like Slappy able to manage an 83 there, so that is in the treble. Alky dropping down for 47, trying to get that cover shot in the 19s. Slappy. So Alky has been running out in front the previous 2 legs. Now it's Slappy that's under 200 after just 12 darts, but it's another breakfast for him, which is not enough to get him to a finish. He'll be back at 172. Alky's back in the treble bed with his first dart, but it's a scooter dart second, so just 80 scored for the Alky. He gets down to 264. Slappy looking for a good setup from 172. And it's back-to-back breakfasts for Slappy Pappy. Gets down to 146, so on a finish now. Alky, a good third dart can get there from 264, but it's going to be 41 scored. Third dart drifting right into the 1, down to 223. Slappy requires 146. It's actually still on after that one. And now it's off after the miss into the single 1. And Slappy's going to be left with 102. Once again, Alky's going to need a treble to get to a finish, and he will not find it. 45 scored now at 178, but he is lurking, closing in. Slappy requires 102. Oh, he wanted the bullseye with the second dart to leave double 16, but looks like he hit the single. So now he's thinking through the math of trying to find his next target. After scoring 45 with his first 2 darts. And he goes with the 19, which will leave him 38. Does Slappy Pappy. So he'll be looking for double 19 if he returns to the board, which he will, because Alky is looking for a setup from 178. .42 scored from the Alky there. And he's on a finish now. Slappy requires 38. He's going right after the double 19 here. And he's going to go inside with his final dart, cut it in half down to 19. Alky with a shot now from 136. It's on. Alky's sitting contemplating the math where he wants to go with his third dart for the final dart in the setup here. Scored 80 so far with his first 2, and he's going to go after 16s, which will score 96, leave himself on tops. Slappy Pappy requires 19. There's the 3, 2 for double 8. It's inside to double 4. And that's just outside on the double 4 attempt. Slappy cannot finish it off. He's got 8 left, but Alky single dart out, looking for double 20. And he will find it with the first dart. Game shot and the leg going to Alky. as he comes back and levels this match at 3 apiece as he takes 2 on the spin, which means we are going to a last leg decider here in this FODL C matchup. Alky's got darts in hand. Game on! Chatter09 saying, wow, what a steal. The math helps. Officer A. Kim also saying, wow, what a steal. Dave Littletoaster saying, give him the eye roll. So let's see. Got a couple more answers to the breakfast question, as there's another one that came in. Yota JMU saying jalapeno cream cheese. Dave Littletoaster says plain cream cheese on bagels of varying flavors. That's not the question, Dave Littletoaster. The question is a flavor of cream cheese that isn't plain. You can't just mix up the bagel flavor. I don't care what flavor bagel you're putting it on. I want to know the cream cheese.
60.
There's a nice 60 in there for Alky. As Slappy thinking about all the bagels and schmear as he's going back-to-back breakfast to start, and that looks like it's just a yo 11 the hard way, finding 2 treble 1s, just narrowly missing that treble 20 target. There is 15 scored there for Alky, so not much punishment inflicted. David Littletoaster says the onion and chive flavor. You missed the part about not plain. Haha. Gots to listen. There's a 55 little speed limit action for Slappy Pappy. Looking to close the gap here. But Alky's back into the 20s. Keeping him straighter there with his first 2 darts. Dropped down with the last. It's 43. Back to Slappy. In the other matches, it was Adenac taking a victory 4-2 over Music City Madman and Pepe Lay 6-2 over the Lush. As there's a 60 scored in there from Slappy Pappy. Both players trying to pick up the scoring pace. Solid 60 in response from Alky. Last leg decider match victory on the line here in this final leg. Yota JMU saying, hey, Radar, did you know if you put pizza on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime? I did. I did, in fact, know that. Looks like a good second dart from Alky. It's at least 95. Could be a 135. It is 95 for Alky, so that third dart just above the treble scoring bed. However, that puts him on a finish first at 142. Another breakfast in from Slappy Pappy. It's down to 212, so he's still above 200. Alky requires 142. Going to be off, but still looking for a good setup here. 45 scored will leave him with 97, so he's under 100. Slappy Pappy back at 212. Trying to chase Alky down, put some pressure on. That second dart will help without a doubt. It's going to be 70 scored for Slappy Pappy. He will have 142, but Alky first from 97. He's got 2 darts and tops. Oh, and he couldn't quite slip it underneath. Was a good marker, but he went left. He'll be left with 40 remaining. Slappy requires 142. It's off, but still just looking to put pressure on. Alky on a single dart finish at 40. That looks like 60. Oh, it's 45 as well, so Slappy will have a shot at 97 if Alky cannot take out 40 here. That's inside now to the Rascal. And Rascal says no, at least for the time being. 20 scored for Alky. Slappy requires 97. Single 19. Oh, and that's going to split the 20 and the 18s. It's going to be 39 scored for Slappy Pappy. We'll get him down to 58. Alky requires 20.
First start.
And Rascal says yes with the first dart. Game shot, the leg, and the match going to Alky in this last leg decider as he goes 3 on the trot to victory in this later slate in the second match of our doubleheader tonight. We will go to the interview portion of tonight's match. Go to Slappy first. Looking dapper as always, the beard looking on point. Slappy coming into this one Obviously, we know that you always bring a good following into the chat. Does that put any extra pressure on you, per se, when you do get cast?
No, not anymore. I'm dead inside. No, I mean, it wasn't that. It was, I'm in the middle of my no drinking month. This is Klaus-Hauer non-alcoholic. So that's why that's where the nerves come from, is because I don't have my talent juice. So that hurt. But yeah, the guys in the chat, some of them are from my OG Long Island League, even before my New York Dart League. So, hey guys, sorry to disappoint you tonight.
Well, you say disappoint. You got out to a pretty good start. He got out, took the first leg, and then you went 3 on the trot to go up 3-1 before he came roaring back down the stretch there, including that 180, which really kind of set the tone. You know, you were in it all evening, had some up and down scoring, but, you know, when you were on, you were on. What do you need to do to increase the level of consistency, or is it just, you know, maybe the lack thereof of the alcohol in the system?
The alcohol is hurting me right now for sure. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is consistency. That's that's been my thing this whole time in the league. And I wasn't even feeling bad. Normally when I'm throwing terribly, like, I know why, but like, you know, even after he threw his max, I was like, okay, I'm going to keep doing my thing. And then I just couldn't. I kept throwing into the 5 and throwing into the 1. And it was frustrating because I wasn't feeling off like I usually do. I usually know when I'm going to be throwing like trash. And that wasn't the case tonight.
Well, maybe the lack of alcohol helped with the better attitude. So maybe it's a trade-off of the dart.
Jesus, what am I like when I'm wasted?
The dart talent versus getting upset with yourself at the lower scores. Looking forward into next week in FODL C, you're going to have. Oh, I just looked in now. I forgot, and so I'm going to stall because that's half of what I do here every time. It's going to be Uncle Corky on the docket. So what's the game plan to get ready for that one?
I don't know, pray time changes and I'm able to drink next week. Or fake an injury and press for another 2 weeks. I'll schedule out and then I'll be drinking again. No, I don't know. I'm just going to keep practicing, working on my consistency, and I don't know, keep losing 3-4.
There you go. Well, losing 3-4 will keep you in the ballpark of striking distance.
That's optimistic
to get to the playoffs. Speaking of the people in the chat, you were talking about them. D-Win 1919 said it's not okay. You let us down. Big Slappy Pappy fan says you let us all down. D-Boke 51 says I'm not upset you lost. I'm upset you didn't try. So. Some good stuff there. Slappy, always a pleasure to have you on. Getting 3 legs out here this evening. Still points on the board. So congratulations on that. We'll see you a little bit later this season.
Great cast, radar. Nice Max, Alky. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, man. Good shooting tonight.
We'll go over to Alky, and Alky looked like at one point it was going to go the other way. Even that first leg of 501, which he was able to take when he got 3 on the trot, the scoring seemed to be there for you this evening. You got out in front. I would say, I think it was 3 of the 5 501 legs. The one just kind of got away from you, but the scoring seemed to be on the point, and Criminals commenting on the better math. Has that been point of emphasis for you that's been getting you over the hump here in some of these contested matches?
Yeah, today I was a little bit calmer on doing my math. Usually I'm in such a hurry to just try and get going that my mind just goes blank. Today I decided I guess Slappy's just going to have to wait if that's how it is, and I actually did math faster. So look at that. There might be a theory there. So yeah, it was, scoring was okay. Some trash darts, some good darts. Kind of an up and down night.
Yeah, well, an up and down night still coming out on top. And, I used to be a bartender, and the phrase for that was always slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So maybe there is a theory to that with doing the math as well. But talk to us, because we've seen the flashes of talent and really, the competitiveness where you've been in FODL C, near the top, fighting for the promotion being like reaching the finals, promotion playoffs, or being in the conversation every season. What does it take, or what do you think it's going to take to get that next step and actually make the jump to get into FODL B?
Consistency. Right now, I'm kind of all over the place. There's some nights that I'm just trying to do a setup and I can't hit a single wedge to get down to a double. And when I miss the first one, and if I'm crossing the board or I'm getting all messed up and I'm getting out of rhythm, and it's really messing with me. Because when I go to the line, I have a 3-dart plan. When I miss my dart, that's obviously shot to shit. Now I'm struggling or trying to figure out what I'm doing. And if I can fix that, I think I'll be doing a lot better. And just got to make it. I'm in the playoffs every year, and I just can't make it through them. So I got to get more consistent and try and make it through one time.
Well, certainly looking to make that time potentially this season as the campaign for the playoffs continues. Looking forward into Game Week 4. You've got the Kilf on tap. So what are you looking forward to that one outside of maybe wearing a scarf or being against somebody wearing a scarf?
Me and him have had really close matches every time. It'll be a lot of fun. I got to do my floating game week tomorrow against Doughboy. So that'll be the interesting one. He's been playing really well right now. So both of them are tough. And so I got my hands full for for the next couple matches.
He certainly has been playing well in the chat, similar to Slappy having good following. Yota JMU in there saying, Alky was a champ today. You didn't take long at all. And the Alky fan club is taking applications, which I guess he is the leader of. So everybody jump on the bandwagon. Alky, congratulations on the victory. Love the photo swag that you got going on there. We'll talk to you a little bit later, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.